My molester was involved in my church as a youth leader. My molester was an assistant scoutmaster in my Boy Scout troop, both in the same building, two separate entities. I'm a supporter of the Boy Scouts of America. Bad people get into good organizations, and it is not the fault of the Boy Scouts of America, national organization, that a bad man got in, won the trust of lots of people, and did what he did. Don Corley was good. He was good at what he did. This is not the fault of the Boy Scouts of America. Not every victim of Don Corley believes that. Not every victim I've talked with that are not Don Corley's victims, but other victims, believe that. But I do. I will always speak positive of Boy Scouts. Fact of the matter is, the Boy Scouts of America had a youth protection program in place. The program is getting better all the time. They're committing resources to make it better. They're taking it seriously. I think they're doing good stuff. Their Too Deep leadership mentality that they have has been cascaded out to other nonprofit organizations and other volunteer-based organizations. And so I think you can say, anyone could say, that they are a leader in the space of keeping our kids safe based off of the structure and the programs that they're putting together. Have they done some things wrong as an organization? Absolutely. Do they know it? Yes, they have. It didn't affect me personally. I know it's affected other people. Fact of the matter is, the statement goes true. When you try to cover something up, things get worse. And I think the Boy Scouts have learned that, unfortunately, on more than one occasion. And I think they'll tell you that, and they're moving on. They're taking steps then. I've had the opportunity to talk a very long conversation with the person in charge of the youth protection program at the national level of the Boy Scouts of America. I'm a fan. I think he's the right guy in the right job at the right time, and I think he is interested in taking the program even farther. I have offered my assistance, whatever I can do to help, to give my insight, my story. I've made suggestions, very specific, tangible suggestions. Now, as an adult looking at the program, what they could or could not do to help make the program even stronger. That is an organization that is open and receptive to doing things better. They practice what they preach. And for that, I wouldn't have any parent shy away from the Boy Scouts of America as an organization if they're concerned about safety with their kids. It's a good program. They got good steps in place. And again, if you get involved with your child in that organization and it's not a big deal from your perspective, then you can make it a big deal, or you can tell somebody so it becomes a big deal. You know, that's kind of our responsibility in a volunteer-based organization. The church, on the other hand, church hasn't responded that way to me at all. The church kept Don Corley on their roster, like as a member of the church, and was in the directory of the church for many, many years afterwards. It took one victim in particular to go to the church and make a very specific and intentional request to get him eliminated from the directory of the church membership. There are still people today, some of the old guard in the church. It's been 20 years now plus, but there are some people who still participate in the church that still believe in Don Corley and don't believe the children, which is okay. I mean, this is a big deal. It impacts not just the victims, it impacts the people who know the victims in the local community as well. When I was doing my media, things like that, so the middle one and I went to, I call him victim number two. So victim number two and I went to the church and sat down with the clergy. There were a couple of people that they brought to the table. It was me and the guy that I brought with me, the victim. All we had asked for was a letter of support. We would like for the church all we were asking for was every letter counted in keeping this guy in jail. And I wanted a letter from the church. They didn't do that. Now, to their fairness, no clergy was there when we met that were there when Don Corley was present. So they were kind of talking about history. On the other hand, I still wasn't very excited about the way they responded to me. They made it was very important to them that we understood the concept of forgiveness, and wanted for us to talk. They wanted really to talk about where forgiveness was in the Bible and the Lord's Prayer, and it was our responsibility as God's children to forgive Don Corley. They gave us a book on forgiveness, which was nice for them, but I didn't like the book. I've done my own work on forgiveness. I get that. I get that. What I would have liked would have been to say, we're really sorry this happened, and here's what we've done to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And you were special to us then, and you're special to us now, and whatever we can do to help you, please let us know. That would have been a great message to give. But they didn't give us that. What they got was, I know something bad happened. You've got some work to do. Okay. The letter they gave us was watery. And I don't believe that they ever actually said Don Corley needs to stay in jail, which is what we asked them to do. We asked them permission to post it on my website, and they did not agree, but I could excerpt from it. And so there are strong excerpts from that letter on my website, and just so people can see. And we called it a victory. We called it, hey, Trinity United Methodist Church wrote a letter for us. Don't you want to write a letter too? It was just another reason to drive people to our website. But I was pretty disappointed in the church. Really different responses I got from the church and from the Boy Scouts.